All right, SEC Media Days, day number 4, last and final day. We have a very special guest joining us for this day 4, J.D Pickell of On3. How you doing today, man?
Dude, it's been great. It's some people kind of roll their eyes at Media Days, and it's like, oh, we got to go to Media Days, and it's like, dude, this is awesome.
This is it right here. Yeah.
This is how we go, man. So it's it's been great, man. Fun to be here.
Absolutely appreciate you for joining us.
100%.
Starting off, obviously, you're with On3, follow recruiting pretty closely, I imagine.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, you just broke the story of, was it David Gabriel Georges a few days ago?
Yeah, he committed, and we did a video on it, reacting to it, and big get for Tennessee.
So have you noticed any changes to like how teams approach recruiting over the last few years with the mixture of NIL and all these other external factors going in?
You know, I think everyone does it differently. I think it is interesting to see how teams are supplementing recruiting with the portal, and I think it's the last 3 years a team that's had a top 10 recruiting class, half of the college football playoff field was in that group. So it's to me, it's non-negotiable. I don't think you can just say you're all recruiting or you're all portal. I think if you're not doing both, you're behind. So how people are divvying up NIL to account for that has been an ever-evolving thing, but I'm curious to see how it looks in the future.
So you just said, you think it takes a conglomeration of both.
Yeah.
But with more and more guys leaving for the portal each year, do you think coaches are putting less of an emphasis on recruiting?
I don't know if there's less of it. I think it is truly a where your roster's at currently kind of thing. Like, I think we saw Texas Tech go really heavy in the portal the first couple of years because they get there and they have the resources to do so, they kind of flip the roster. But now we're seeing Texas Tech jump into some of these recruitments that are higher profile and going after the 4- and 5-star guys and able to land them. So I think it really is a matter of what did you walk into, what does your roster have, and what can you supplement it with. So I think it is. I can't imagine being a coach right now. I can't imagine being a GM right now, dude, and having to be like in the season, but also anticipating a guy's going to jump from your roster, but also trying to track, someone else's roster. It's just insane. So I think it's. I think they're both just absolutely full steam ahead.
Shifting gears a little bit here, last 3 years or so, we've seen at least one SEC team kind of surprise everybody in 23. It was Missouri going 10-2 in the regular season, and then after that it was South Carolina, who was a really solid team in 24. And this past year, Vandy just missing out in the playoffs. Do you think there's any teams in the SEC this year who could make that kind of shocking impression?
It's so funny because like we talk about, because there's Georgia, Texas at the top, most people would agree. But then there's just this stack of Oklahoma, Ole Miss, Alabama, Texas A&M, and it's like, any of those teams making the playoff, like, wouldn't it be so? It's like we're talking about half the league darn near. It wouldn't be shocking if they made the playoff. The team that I think is, we were talking before, I think Tennessee, man. Tennessee's one of those teams where I don't know if they're a playoff team, but everyone's talking about the quarterback battle and who's going to be the guy. And I'm like, man, if there's a question I would like to have for Josh Heupel, he's pretty good at the quarterback position, getting that thing right. But there's a lot on the offensive line. There's a lot when it comes to the weapons at Tennessee. And so if they can get that defense in a decent position, they could be a team that wins 9 games and at the very least ruins somebody's season and their playoff aspiration.
Okay, so looking on the other side of that, which top dog in the SEC do you think might have a bit of an underwhelming year?
I really love Trinidad Chambliss. I preface that to say they had a lot of games last year they were able to win that were 1-score games, and the defense allowed like right around 4 yards to carry, which isn't really a winning number in the SEC. I am a little bit leery of those 1-score wins translating year over year. I think that's just a lot to ask. Now, it wouldn't be shocking if they did go back to the playoff, but I think they feel a lot more like 8-4 than 10-2 to me. So I'll go ahead and say Ole Miss is a cut under what I think they're being projected to be right now.
There's been a lot of discussion this week about landscape of college football as a whole, but more specifically the playoffs. We've had Greg Sankey talking about expansion. Expansion's been on the horizon for a little bit now, even though just 2 years ago we expanded from 4 to 12. Let's say they put you in charge.
Oh, wow, yeah. How about that?
System for a postseason.
Yeah, I think 12, I'm okay with 12. I was previously saying, let's keep it at 4, keep it at 4. We don't need 12, keep it at 4. And then we get to this point where we have the 12 team playoff. It's like, it was great. Like, 12 team playoff was great. If I can make one adjustment to the playoff right now, I would say, let's just go 12 teams straight seeding. Let's go 12 teams straight seeding, no auto bids, just take the top 12 teams and let's go from there. Because to me, we're so, and I get why we have to because the TV revenue and all that, but let's just reward teams. Like, conferences are one thing, but let's reward the best 12 teams and not have it be best 12 teams, but this team from the SEC, this team from the Big 12, this team from, let's just make it the top 12 team. Let's do that.
And then Who do you have winning these Power 4 conferences? Your preseason guess, and then who do you have making the Natty and winning it?
Man, that's a great question. So I'm still workshopping it. If I had to pick today, though, man, Ohio State is probably going to win the Big Ten. As much as I love Oregon, I think that the runway for Ohio State and how difficult that schedule is preps them to win that conference. I think Georgia. It's not a fun answer, but I think Georgia wins the SEC. I think Big 12 wins the Texas Tech is winning the Big 12. I think Miami wins the ACC. But when we get to the playoff, it's funny. We almost reset on the season. You get to this point where you have to win 3 to 4 games for a national championship, and so it's like, hey, who has momentum? Who's most well prepared to play for a national championship? I think Oregon, with how close they've been in previous years, if I had to pick today, I think they fall short in the regular season, they don't win the Big Ten, and then Dan Lanning and the boys turn it on and win a national championship.
All right, well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Appreciate y'all.
JD, it's been a pleasure. Like I said, all 3 weeks been great.
Yeah, man.
This has been really fun. And yeah, just appreciate it.
Y'all do a great job. This is fun to talk with y'all, and it's fun to be here. Media as people you can talking to both of y'all. You both truly care about college football,
Absolutely.
love the sport, and keep doing it. We're in here, and there's crossfire in the hallway. It's just it's magic. But that's me. Hey, that's media day.
That's media day.
That's media day.
There we
man.
go.
Y'all get it. So appreciate y'all having me on. Y'all do a great job.
Thank you.
Thank you.